Call the meeting to order. Are we properly noticed?
The meeting was posted according to law.
Roll call.
President Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Duda.
Here.
Trustee Harding.
Here.
Trustee Moody.
Here.
Trustee Nugent. Here. Trustee Seeger.
Here.
Trustee Wisniewski.
Here.
All right, we'll start with citizen participation per Village Resolution 2017-01. Anyone wishing to address the village board during citizen participation will be allowed 5 minutes. Your subject must specifically relate to matters under the jurisdiction of the village board, whether on the agenda or not. The village board should not engage in a discussion regarding comments because it was not part of the publicly noticed agenda. Upon conclusion of the citizen participation segment, members of the audience are not allowed further comment unless they're participating in a public hearing or specifically allowed by majority vote of the village board due to involvement in an agenda item. Come on up.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's me again, Dennis Cassian from Lake Bluff Subdivision in regards to that Oakmont Road. I emailed all of the board members. I'm not sure if you saw what I emailed, so I wanted to read our concerns right now as residents of the subdivision. On August 4th, Mr. Equitz called me to let me know that the actual construction of Oakmont Drive to within 10 feet of Seminary Road per the recorded subdivision plat and promised to each homeowner when we purchased the lot was not going to take place, at least not by the current Belinsky company. It appears that the subdivision plat is now somehow going to change, and that area is going to be labeled as a road reservation. Most of the homeowners are now concerned about this process and how this change took place. How did a recorded subdivision plat change and eliminate over 60 feet of roadway and a potential third exit from the subdivision to just a road reservation? You know, as homeowners, we can't extend a deck 6 inches or a outbuilding within 6 inches of the lot line limits. Yet, the developer can eliminate 60 feet of road. Now, on May 4th, you guys passed a resolution, and the village engineer and some staff informed you, the board, that all Phase 3 improvements for Lake Bluff were completed. As board members who act in the best interests of the residents and the village, did you know that Oakmont Road was not completed per the recorded plat? Yet the village engineer and some staff put it in writing that all improvements were complete. At this time, to me, it appears the city engineer and some staff made a decision for you, the board members, not to build Oakmont Road per the recorded and promised subdivision plat, and instead just change it to a road reservation. Really, did the village engineer and some staff misinform you, the board members, that all Phase 3 improvements were complete, when in fact the completed improvements do not match up to the subdivision plat? Or did I miss something? Did this issue of not building that road per the recorded document come before you, the board, and you guys took a vote on it before? The public notice that I responded to, 3 weeks ago, was a notice to vacate that roadway. It wasn't to change it to a road reservation. So I'm asking that you, the board, look into this and someone reply in writing and show us either some minutes of when the vote was taken, if there was a vote, or how this all transpired. It appears to me that, it doesn't appear to me, it's perfectly clear that what's in there now does not follow the subdivision plat. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. I will discuss with staff. I'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Just Jason's out all this week, right?
No, he'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, so give me a few days, please. Okay, just walk. All right, anything else for citizen participation? Go ahead, Gene.
Hello, Village of East Troy board members and the village citizens. My name is Gene. Can you hear me now? I got a big mouth. You probably could hear me before. My name is Gene Rozmarinuski, 2968 Main Street, 2 houses past Victor and Maggie's property on 2954 Main Street. I'm here to speak in support of the Stanfords and their efforts. My support will never wane. I am helping Victor by spraying the weeds, cleaning up driveway and yard messes. So building inspector, Mr. Scott Johnson, if there ever is a problem, please let me know and I will take care of it. I am simply being a good neighbor. If an old guy like me can help, I encourage others to offer free labor and talent or whatever assistance you can, especially people in the trades who have special skills. It would be greatly appreciated. I know Victor has not made much progress lately on the property, but again, I ask for your patience. Please extend the building permit for as long as possible and at low cost as possible, and allow the storage containers to remain on the property as long as they are needed. They're not causing any unsightly problem, are they? Could WEDAC funds be used for this project like they've been used around the village square? Everyone knows Victor has experienced a lot of unexpected expenses. The first day of the rest of your life starts today. Let's make something of it. Let's make it meaningful. If anyone wants to discuss any of this stuff with me, please call me at 715-281-0290. Thank you, Gene Rozmarinuski.
Thank you, Gene. Other comments for citizen participation? Going once, going twice. All right, seeing none, we will close citizen participation and move on to consent agenda. One motion and a second will approve all the following items. Any item may be pulled from the list and voted on separately.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Questions or discussion on the motion? All's in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1 under miscellaneous business is consider building permit reissuance for 2954 Main Street. There is a memo in your packet from Eileen, and the applicant is here. I think we're aware of the background on this, and also the building inspector's here if we have any questions for him. So I guess maybe Eileen or Scott, who wants to start? Scott, come on up.
Okay, I guess I'm just looking for a recommendation to extend the building permit because of all the situations and issues we've had with the property. Rather than just issue it, I would like the board's input on that.
How much longer are you recommending to extend it?
That would be a hard one. I mean, to get the exterior done, I would like to see it done before like the end of the year.
Before the snow flies?
Yes. To get the exterior finished. The interior, once the exterior is done, I mean, it can go on, as far as I'm concerned, for a long time. The exterior is mostly the issue.
What about, what's the reapplication fee?
Well, the ordinance is pretty vague on that. So, I mean, as far as inspections and everything, it's not that much more. It's mostly an administrative fee.
So if I let's just say that to Mary's question, let's just say it's 12 months. How much more effort would you and your services be required beyond this administrative purpose?
I mean, it would be the same amount as the permit. Like I said, at this point, it's all administrative fees that is costing the money on my end.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is so when we charge permit fees to anybody, not just in this case, anybody for a building permit, it is to compensate you.
Correct.
Because you're not a village employee, you're a contracted service.
Correct.
And so if you have limited involvement, I think going forward, that says one thing. If you're going to have heavy involvement and heavy amount of inspection, I think that's a different matter. So I just don't know, given where the state of this is, and I'm not a construction guy, so how much more building inspection services do you think are really required?
The building part probably would not be hardly any more. It's the same building. We're not doing any more inspections than we probably would have before.
So to clarify, I had spoken with Scott about this. When they originally apply for the building permit, it's based on square footage and the different types of permits they need, like HVAC, electrical, plumbing, that type of thing. So they are charged for all that up front. Scott's point, originally we had talked about this and said, well, maybe that permit should be based on the work that's remaining, because that seems like a fair approach. But then Scott's point was they already did pay the full fees, and I haven't done all those inspections because that work wasn't done. So then he was saying maybe just an administrative fee. Now, that was after I had already composed this memo that conversation occurred.
So what would you propose for an administrative fee?
I would be okay with the minimum permit fee to renew it. Which is? $75. Yeah.
Talking 75 or 75,000? Figured it's somewhere in between. Okay.
And typically,
If-
if I've never run into this situation, but most other situations I've run into are when people have issues with their contractor and they get rid of them halfway through the job or partway through. I don't charge them for another new permit for that contractor. I'll basically charge them the minimum permit fee for the administration work to change the contractor. It's the same work, it's just a different contractor.
Well, it sounds like that the inspections that you would need to do have already been paid for, they just haven't been performed yet. So I don't
Correct.
think it's fair to double bill someone
Correct.
for that from a services standpoint.
It would be more of a penalty fee than anything.
So I think we have administrative time into this, and that's probably the $75. And then, I guess back to Mary's question, what would we be approving? A 12-month extension starting today? Is that what it would be?
That would be up to the board. I mean, I can do whatever. We can do whatever before we start initiating any kind of process.
What's left on the exterior that needs to be done? I know the siding, but is there a porch that needs to go on there? What's left?
There is a porch that eventually will get done, but I mean, at this point, a separate permit could be pulled for the porch once the exterior is done. To me, it's whatever it takes to get the exterior done right now.
Victor, maybe that's something that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we have plans to get the siding up. We have plans to get the siding completed October, November of this year. The porch has been kind of set aside for next summer. In addition, the brickwork, we don't necessarily have the time to complete before the snow flies this year. We are open to coming up with a resolution where maybe we throw up some temporary siding, but at this point, we intend to do siding on the top floor, and the first floor and the porch will all be masonry. We've spent hours and weeks pulling brick down and cleaning bricks, and we've saved all of the bricks. We've got pallets of them. That was something I was planning to put up next summer. But if we need to have a completed looking exterior, there are more affordable siding options that we can put on the first floor that can be taken down as we install brick. But at this point, the budget to bring in a mason to finish everything before the end of the year would just be astronomical.
So is a year extension going to be enough to finish this project, or how long do you think it's going to take?
Yeah, I think I mean, from a construction standpoint on the inside, right now, we've had the holdup with the permit. Once that's completed, we can get in there, we can finish our plumbing, finish our HVAC, finish our electrical, then it's insulation, drywall. That stuff all goes pretty quickly from here. The exterior, because we took it upon ourselves to finish this house as historically accurate as possible, that's where the money and the time is really gonna be. But as far as having the interior ready to go and the exterior to a point of good enough, I guess I don't know, I wouldn't be able to make that determination of what's good enough. But we could have that done before the end of this year as well. It's just a matter of, do we want to spend the time putting in temporary to take it out next summer, that sort of thing. But I would say by the end of next summer, we should have brick, everything completed. So a 1-year extension should get us all the way through the project.
You came to us last year with the same statement.
Yep.
That you couldn't put any brick on because of the cold weather and the cost that would be implicated by that weather.
Yep.
Now you're telling us you still couldn't finish it through an entire summer season.
Well, it's not exactly the weather and all of that. There's stages that have to be completed, one before the other. We've got a couple little things to wrap up before we can get to the brick. And it's mostly budget and time. At this point, I've got quotes for up to $160,000 for the masonry. I had a mason in town that was working with me. We were going to do it together. He's taken another job, and at this point, I'm going to be working with him on weekends, planned for next summer to work on the masonry. But I don't have $160,000 to pay somebody to put the brick up, so it's something that I'm going to be bootstrapping and doing on my own, like I've done with just about everything else in the house.
So that front porch that you're talking about waiting on until another date, does that mean that there's no siding that goes on the front face of the home?
That's what's up for discussion currently. I mean, we're planning on using LP shake on the second floor. To do LP shake or LP on the first floor would probably cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000 to $30,000. I'm not going to put that up just to tear it down. I'd be open to putting up something like T111, which is cost effective and not necessarily the best looking thing, but we could put that on the first floor. And it's not something I'd feel too terrible about taking down and putting up brick. That being said, it's just additional cost and time that doesn't necessarily advance the project. So again, if it's something that the board requests, we're open to it, but the preference would be, let's get the top finished. Then next summer, we can come in and we can work on the masonry.
So I wouldn't be inclined to give you 12 months.
I wouldn't think you would be.
No, but you know why?
Why?
Because I actually know the process.
Yeah?
And I know that nobody else here in this board does.
Okay,
And I think you're throwing nothing but lies at us.
sure.
I know that you are, because I see the lack of progress that's happening in that building. And by your request to extend what you have not even put any effort into, you're telling me that you still have to do the electrical, the plumbing, the heating. I was in that building over a year ago, and you were still at the point of saying you still had to put in the electrical, plumbing, and the heating. This is it's dragging on. It's no
Yeah.
longer it's becoming ridiculous.
So how do we?
No, and what I think that needs to be done is we need to hold you to a certain standard. I think we need to tell you, get the siding done, do it within 6 months, put up temporary, I don't care if it's vinyl,
So is
but there
the,
has to be some kind of effort shown toward doing the work on this project.
so
Because
is
there
it,
hasn't been any at this point.
okay, is it 6 months then? And the focus is on the exterior, and then if there is still need for building inspection to go after that on the interior, I think, and you and I have talked about this, the board's focus is, and I think from residents, is on the exterior. And I get, though, the Mason situation, but I think we need to get it buttoned up here before we get to winter. So I think 6 months, if we, let's just say today's September, that takes you to the end of February, basically. Is that sufficient to get what you need done on the exterior?
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to talk about, again, what is going to be acceptable for the first floor and what siding you'd like to see, but sure.
So Scott, from a uniform code, are we going to have any problems with us having gone past a 2-year mark during this process?
Isn't that for new construction?
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah. The uniform code is for new construction, but it does go for 2 years. The Village of East Troy code supersedes, on remodeling and additions to 1 year. So,
Okay, so but when we talked, I thought you were saying the exterior had to be
Yes.
sealed within 2 years, but you're saying
right,
that's
if
only
you're
for new
building a new
construction?
house, the exterior has to be completed within 2 years by the state code. But then any
This is not new.
remodeling.
This is
or-
new, not new. This is a remodel.
Correct. But we're using that as a reference.
So then that's under our purview then? So we
Correct.
wouldn't have a problem there?
Correct.
Okay,
It's entirely up to the village.
okay. So I think the question then to the board for a possible motion would be length of time and dollar amount on this.
Scott, the other question I have for you is T111, is that a material that's acceptable for this project?
Would it be acceptable as siding? I believe so. I don't know. I haven't seen it put on in years, but I believe it would be.
And Victor, just in my opinion, I know that it's just something that's just going to be torn down, but maybe a vinyl siding would be a more cost-effective and a faster way to have that home sided and at least undercover.
We're open to looking at all options. Like I said, we've got budget and we've got everything ready to go to do the top with LP. We just,
That's going to be a vinyl. That's what it is every single time. And again, as much as you and I may have confrontation on timeline and what's been done or not been done, I still, at this meeting right now, open to everybody, I offer again to help you with that project. As much as you wouldn't want to stand next to me, I can help you knock that thing out and get it closed up before winter.
So I think I'm hearing a recommendation, a motion for 6 months extension and a $75 fee.
It's a reissuance.
Reissuance, sorry.
Yeah. Correct.
Do I need to stipulate any of the other discussions? Okay, just want to be clear.
So I just have a question. So what happens after 6 months if it's not done?
I think then we're back to here having this conversation again.
All right, I'll second.
All right, so I guess that was Mary's motion, okay, and that was your second? Okay. Questions or discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in. Appreciate it. All right, there are no ordinances or resolutions. Staff reports, municipal court, July 2026. Any questions there? Committee reports, Plan Commission draft minutes from last week, 8:10. Any questions for me? We're going to get a mural downtown on the square. Library board meeting minutes, 7:14. Mary, anything there?
The library board and Tammy did a presentation to Park and Rec last week. So a resolution should be coming about reserving that land near Playmore Park for 10 years. Hopefully by then, we'll break ground. And, yeah, and that fundraising is starting to come. Asanta's doing a good job going out and getting some money.
Excellent. All right, then, if nothing else on reports, I will move that we go to closed session under Wisconsin Statute 1985-1E to consider the village's bargaining posture and strategy regarding a possible new development proposed for a village tax incremental financing district, and also under Wisconsin Statute 1985-1G to confer with legal counsel as to a strategy regarding litigation in which the village is involved pertaining to the village's offer to purchase with Bryan Land Development for parcel RXUP 00256. Now it is RA 5260001 and 2.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
President Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Harding?
Yes.
Trustee Duda? Trustee Moody?
Yes.
Trustee Nugent? Yes. Trustee Seeger?
Yes.
Trustee